All right, let's jump right in. If you're anything like me, your digital life is probably, well, it's a bit of a mess. We've got all these apps that are supposed to make us more productive, but instead they're just causing more friction, more fatigue. But what if the answer isn't just a new app, but a completely new way of thinking about apps altogether? That's the big idea behind something called Category of One. I mean, just think about your own workflow for a second. You probably have an app for your notes, right? And another one for your tasks, one for mind mapping, a totally different one for making presentations, and now a separate chat for your AI. We literally have a specialized tool for every little thing we do. But is it actually making our lives any easier? And that right there is the heart of the problem. All of these amazing tools, they exist as these little separate islands. They don't talk to each other. They don't connect. And that forces us to be the bridge, constantly copying and pasting, trying to hold it all together in our heads. We're left with a pile of features, but no real coherent system for our thinking. So let's properly diagnose this issue. Because we're not just busy, are we? It feels more like we're drowning in this vast digital ocean of tools, and it is absolutely taking a toll on our ability to get things done. This slide just nails it. It's like there's this hidden tax we're all paying every single day. You know that feeling of app fatigue where you're just so tired of juggling a dozen different logins and interfaces? Or what about the mental drain of context switching? That moment you have to copy something from your notes app, then find your presentation app and paste it in. That's what we call cognitive friction. It's when the effort to use your tools actually becomes greater than the benefit you get from them. And here's what that fragmented ecosystem looks like in the wild. Each of these categories is what business folks call a red ocean, a marketplace that's just bloody with competition, where countless apps are fighting to the death over tiny little features. But for us, the users, it just means our ideas are trapped. They're stuck in all these different silos, making it almost impossible to see the big picture. So, what on earth is the solution to all this digital chaos? Well, it's not just another app. It's a completely different philosophy for creating things. It's called the cool strategy. This quote right here, this is the soul of the whole strategy. It's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. Instead of asking, how can I compete better? It asks, how can I compose something totally new? It's not about adding one more tiny feature. It's about integrating whole ways of thinking, entire paradigms into one. And here's the key. The cool strategy isn't about finding a clever way to compete. It's about making competition completely irrelevant by inventing a whole new market. It's what's called an extreme blue ocean strategy. A regular blue ocean is about finding uncontested space. This is about creating a whole new species of product, something so different that it literally has no competitors. So these 5 principles are basically the playbook for how to do it. It's about inventing brand new categories and merging ecosystems. But I want to focus on number 4, design from ontology. Now, that sounds super fancy, I know, but it just means building a tool around the core logical structure of how ideas actually connect, instead of just, throwing a bunch of unrelated features at the wall. Okay, I know this might all be sounding a little abstract, so let's make it real. Let's look at a case study of how this philosophy was turned into an actual product. The Fractal Grid Notebook. This is it, the Fractal Grid Notebook, or FGN for short. This thing isn't just another productivity tool. It's a super app that takes 8 of those crowded competitive product categories we saw earlier and collapses them into a single unified place for your mind to work. I love this table because it shows you that FGN doesn't just bundle old tools together. It completely reframes them. You see that word fractal pop up again and again? That's a huge clue. It means that every single element, whether it's a note or a mind map, can contain infinite detail inside of it, kind of like a mathematical fractal. Everything lives inside one system, so you never, ever have to switch apps again. So how does it actually achieve this kind of deep integration? What's the secret sauce here? Well, it's all built around a universal workflow that perfectly mirrors the natural way we create things with our knowledge. And this is it. It's called the CODERS workflow. Collect, organize, distill, express, review, and share. Now, think about any project you've ever worked on. Writing a report, planning a vacation, anything. It almost always follows these 6 steps. This simple, intuitive workflow is the backbone of everything you do inside FTN. And here is where it all just clicks into place. You can see how each of those separate app functions we talked about maps directly onto a stage in the CODRS workflow. This means you can be collecting notes and then seamlessly organize those notes into a mind map, and then distill your best ideas from that map, all without ever leaving the system. It just removes all that painful friction. Okay, so let's zoom out now and look at the bigger picture, because this new way of thinking has some really profound implications, especially as we dive headfirst into the age of AI. This slide highlights such a critical shift. For a while, the big idea was the second brain, which is basically a fancy digital filing cabinet. Its whole value is in collecting and accumulating data. But the fractal grid brain is different. Its focus is on structuring meaning. Its value isn't just in having the information, but in creating new knowledge from the connections between your ideas. It's a massive shift from just hoarding information to actually understanding it. And this is why it's so important for the future. You see, as AI gets better and better at analyzing things and generating content, the one thing that remains uniquely human is our ability to create, structure, and meaning. This approach positions a tool like FGN to be the framework for that human-led thinking, a bridge that connects our intent with the raw power of machine intelligence. And that brings us to the final, and I think most crucial question this whole strategy makes us ask ourselves. Instead of always asking, how can I compete? What if we asked, what can I compose? So I'll leave you with that thought. In your own work, in your own life, are you spending all your energy just trying to compete by the existing rules? Or could you be composing something the world has never even seen before?